place. When the day started, there was 4 teams undefeated in the ACC conference play. Now there's only 2. Hey, you guys started fast and played great the entire game. Defense, 3 points to that offense through like 3 quarters. They only scored when they put people in to score on our backup. All right? And you guys fought hard. Hey, offense, 48 and no turnovers. All Colin did was bang another 50-yarder.
Bang.
Isaac was phenomenal. Our special teams was great. All right. So here's the deal. Grizz, what'd you say Rashard was for?
21 for 160.
Yeah! What'd you say Hitler went for?
3 for 103.
Did Ahmad Moses have a career high today?
Yes, sir.
And what, tackles?
Yes, sir.
Ahmad Moses? All right, hey. We played a defense that just a week and a half ago scored 3 times on defense. All right? Great team win. Offense had 0 turnovers. Ran for 160, 170. Threw for over 300. All that stuff. You can't do that without an O-line. Okay. So all 5 of those dudes are playing hurt, playing great. Logan, where are you at? Let's go.
Mustang family, how you doing? It's Elijah Roberts. We're here celebrating our Pitt victory with Bill and Billy. Walking strong with Bill Armstrong, baby. Let's go.
This is the On the Pony Express podcast, hosted by Billy Embody, brought to you by Epic Estate Wines. Walking strong on the Pony Express, a weekly segment with SMU alum, owner, vintner of Epic Estate Wines, Bill Armstrong. Epic Estate Wines, world-class wines from Paso Robles wine country. Learn more, Epic, EPOCH, epicwines.com. And now your host. Billy Embody.
1, 2, 3, let me go. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Walking Strong with Bill Armstrong.
Oh, my podcast partner.
We got this one.
I am digging this. This is going to be a really, really fun one. And by the way, you know where we're at? Right here in front of the Perkins Chapel, one of the most picturesque spots on all of campus. It is amazing. Hey, before we get going on this podcast, I just want to say to Mustang Nation, I know everybody has been worried about A.J. Davis.
Yeah.
And he's fine. Good. He got a little bit of neck trauma in the game, and then it was so scary.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fright.
It was.
And, you know, having the ambulance come and everything. Anyway, I was at Weber yesterday. I just happened to walk by there, and he was in there, and he's fine. So anyway, thank you for your prayers for him, because football's a violent sport.
Yeah, it is.
And it really brought everything, you know,
Into perspective.
Into perspective.
Yeah.
And to see our team, the way they felt and everything, anyway, it was good. So anyway, Mustang Nation, he's good. So, dude, maybe the greatest game ever at SMU.
Yeah, definitely in Ford. That was unbelievable, start to finish.
Absolutely unbelievable. The crowd, it was full. The crowd was loud. I have never seen the Boulevard banging like that. The
Yeah.
Boulevard was on fire. And, I mean, the game was incredible. Weather was incredible. Yeah. Nighttime game. We're on national television.
ACC Huddle crew.
ACC Huddle came. And I was just so proud of SMU.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we are on a roll.
Yeah.
And we're just getting, Mustang Nation, start getting used to this feeling. It's coming.
Yeah.
This is what everybody was afraid of when they said, "Don't if you unleash the beast,
Yeah.
it's coming." This is great for SMU and it's great for Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big deal.
40
It is a really big deal.
Gives SMU a
8-1 record, baby.
Yes, sir.
Are you kidding me? 8-1. I am loving it. So hey, to celebrate our win, I've got a great wine today. This is our
the pirate in front of Perkins Chapel.
This is our Tempranillo, and for all you hayseeds in Fort Worth, you might call it Tempranillo, but it's Tempranillo, and it's delicious. It's a very big wine. All you cab drinkers, you will love Tempranillo. It's famous. Oh, jeez, I'm smelling it. It's famous out of Spain, the Rioja region, and it does really well in Paso Robles. So here you go. Let's enjoy this. Oh, dude, that is ridiculous. So
You can get it in the Pony Express case.
yes,
EpochWines.com/pony.
This is the wine for the Boston College game.
Yes.
And the reason I picked it for the BC game is because the early ACC game we played was at the Wasabi Bowl last year. Wasabi Bowl. I just want to say the Wasabi Bowl because that's the stupidest name for a bowl game.
In Boston.
In the Fenway Bowl. Anyway, that's why I picked the Tempranillo for this week. But anyway, so
Because don't you pick the Tempranillo early? Is that?
yes,
Right?
That's why I should have said that.
That's okay.
You picked the grapes early, and we played the Boston College team early. So hey, there's a method to my stupid madness on that. So anyway, I'm going with it. I'm telling you what, this game, 48-25, not nearly as close as the score indicated.
Yeah.
We were ahead by 37 points in the early fourth period. We were beating them like a teenage dick. I mean, it was unbelievable. And the crowd was wild. We're sitting there, we had Harvey Armstrong there, we had Eric Dickerson there, we had Craig James there, we had Lance McElhaney there, we had Bryson DeChambeau with his U.S. Open trophy running around. The crowd was sick, and it was, I mean, I'm saying, hey, I'm not saying this. People are telling me one of the best game day experiences in the country.
And, they had a lot to celebrate. 48-25 win for SMU. And it was 48-11, I think, is when Brett kind of finally pulled the starters. Pitt might have gotten one more touchdown with some of them in there, but really they had started to, dial it back, after Brashard Smith iced it, but.
Oh, yeah, it was 10 minutes to go, and we were ahead by 37 points.
Yeah,
so that's when you put in the second and third teams. Yeah.
You go back to that opening drive, and I was on the field for when the cheerleaders came out, when Bryson came out, when the team came out. It was electric, and the rain stayed away. We might pay for it during this podcast for having the good weather Saturday, but we'll take it. It was.
Will I get struck by lightning for saying teenage dick in front of the chapel? Paul Rasmussen, if you're watching this, you have to be laughing a little bit.
I mean, this is. It was all the work that SMU's done. You guys have helped with that a lot, which is a part of the reason why you guys were honorary Letterman.
Thank
Letterman
you,
now. You and Liz, congratulations. Was there. Didn't get to see your speech.
The speech was good.
But
Liz was great.
Came by.
I was irreverent. I said some things I probably wish I could take back. But I'm so proud of my wife and I. And, for you, you played here, and all these other people that became Letterman, they had to compete to get a letter. All I had to do was donate $40 million. So I could.
So far.
Oh man! But no,
Hey,
it was a big honor. A very big honor.
The winning feeling is kind of like a drug in a way that SMU fans and a lot of them are feeling. So the more support, the more donations. Obviously, you guys do a lot, but it's all going to keep coming in. Eric McLean mentioned that when talking about SMU on the huddle. People are going to see it and start buying in even more now.
Just this year, SMU applications are up 25%.
Yeah.
Cox School of Business applications are up 40%. And that's before we started, that's before we're having this surge.
Yeah.
It's just going to be an avalanche. to this school. And all it does is build up SMU's reputation. It builds up Dallas's reputation. It makes your diploma more valuable.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, it's all good.
It's
all
the
good.
best investment SMU has made to make that move and knowing what it'll take. So let's go to the game.
Love the game.
Team ran out onto the tunnel. Rhett was pumping up the crowd as he was standing there, and I was like, okay, they're ready, I think. They're ready to prove people wrong. They were jacked up, but in that business mentality way that this team has about them. And they came out, and once Keyshawn caught that ball,
man. I hope we have that clip.
We do.
Because he throws it out there, and he gets hit hard,
Yeah.
and he somehow retains his feet
Yeah.
and runs for another 30 yards, whatever it was. And I'm kind of going, that set the tone.
Yes, it did.
And then that whole drive, that first drive was like, I think we scored in like a minute and a half or something. It was unbelievable. It totally set the mood for the game.
Yeah.
And then it was just one smoking big play after another. I mean, to see Broussard go 72 yards or whatever it was, they had the best run defense in the ACC. Pitt did. I mean, Pitt's a good team.
Yeah.
They were 7-0. I mean, it's not like we're playing, the redheaded stepchild or something.
Yeah,
We're not playing the little sisters of the poor.
Not
we're playing Pitt.
Not
We're
playing Baylor, TCU.
TCU, the ugly stepsisters. We weren't playing them. Pitt's good. And we came out, and it was just like hitting on every cylinder. And it was actually crazy. The dagger of the front of the first half was Colin kicking that 50-yard field goal.
Yeah.
With no timeout.
And then putting the shark
Did you
shark
that?
fin. Yeah, oh yeah. He went right to him. They were Pitt sidelines was irate when he did that. But Colin might. I know Brandon Crosley talks a lot of trash. I know a couple other guys do.
That sweet boy Collins.
Colin might talk the most shit on the entire team. There was a play where one of the Pitt players ran out of bounds, or maybe it was one of the plays that SMU ran out of bounds, and Colin went right up to him and had his helmet in his grill.
No way.
Wasn't even involved in the play. So
Colin, my boy, I love that. I did not know that. So, so what was the thing he did?
The Pitt defense, and they were talking about it on College Game Day. The linebacker core is called the Sharks, which is kind of a rip off of what Ole Miss kind of did years ago. But they were talking about how the Sharks were, maybe going to feast, maybe not.
SMU. I'm like, aren't they Panthers? I thought they were Panthers. I didn't know they were Sharks. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Hibner even did after he got done running for a couple miles.
Oh, by the way, Matt Hibner, you're showing why the drop off from RJ to you was not that big. I'm just saying. Yep. 105 yards. Was that 80? That one play?
Was one
and
play.
By the way, KJ is starting to show a little touch.
Yep.
He showed it a couple times during the game. Yep. And that was a good one, where he just kind of floated it out to Matt, and
just let him run under it. Great play design.
By the way,
hadn't seen that play before this year.
No, never seen that play before.
Another thing for BC to look
and by the way, I do want to make a comment that great game calling.
Yeah.
It was our offensive play calling was stellar. Yeah. I mean, KJ, who got beat up the prior week.
Yep.
Not one carry.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Duke, he was carrying the ball all the time.
Yeah.
And they said, nope, we're going to throw the ball and we're going to dull it out. Not one carry for KJ. Still had 300 and some odd yards throwing.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
We haven't even talked about it on the pod yet, but Nick Saban that morning called him the most underrated player in college football.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
Think about Nick Saban saying that about you. What they said, Billy Embody is the most underrated podcaster in the country.
That would be cool. Yeah. That would be cool. It would never happen with Pat McAfee on the show. But hey, one day we'll.
No, it'd be like Joe Rogan saying that about you.
Yeah, 100%.
It would say 100%. Billy Embody. Joe Rogan says Billy Embody is the best podcaster in the country. Yeah. Most underrated podcaster in the country.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because that's exactly what KJ. And by the way, I met KJ's dad on the boulevard. Great guy. Absolutely great guy. Did you see his whole family on the huddle?
That's why you stay home playing Dallas.
That's why, if there was ever an advertisement to all of you people that are thinking about going somewhere besides staying here, he was there with his granddad, his dad, his mom, his cousins, his sisters, his whole damn family.
Yeah.
And they're all on the stage, national television. Yeah. It was so cute, and it's so cool. And of course, KJ is just such a fine young man. So anyway, so many potential players of the game.
Well,
plays of the game.
Before we name the players of the game, let's talk about the defense a little bit.
Oh, are you kidding me? The Ahmad brothers.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Collectively, 20 tackles for Moses and Walker. Ahmad Walker, Ahmad Moses. And Kobe Wilson, 11 tackles.
Yep.
Incredible. I think Pitt was averaging like 35 points a game. Something like that.
30 in conference play, 40 overall on the year.
Yeah.
And SMU just dominated them. The defensive line, I think Isaiah Smith had 7 pressures, had a couple sacks. Everybody had pressures on that Pitt offensive line, giving those up.
That quarterback was running every down.
Did you see the play when Tank almost just ended his life,
Oh,
basically,
yeah.
along the sideline?
Yeah.
And Eli Holstein's lucky that Tank didn't fall on him directly, because that would have been toast. You had the fumble that was forced. Jafari forced the fumble, I believe, and Corey Roberson recovered it, I think. And then Jonathan McGill getting an interception on his brother's birthday. Pretty cool.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, club takeaway was open.
Yeah.
And my play of the game shows you why KJ is so good. And that was, for me, the play of the game was that little 10-yard play he did where he goes backward, rolls right, and throws that dime to Burchard. As he's falling out of bounds in the end zone, toe taps it. It shows why Burchard was a great receiver. Yeah. He was initially a receiver before he came here and became this phenom running back.
Yeah.
Burchard had almost 200 all-purpose yards
in
this game. I mean, crazy good. But it showed KJ could really put the ball in there.
Yeah,
when he
fired
wants to.
it in there right at the right spot. You just see where, I think one thing that we learned about SMU last year going through the AAC was that they can evolve, they can get better, they can tweak things as they go through a season. And with this offense, we're seeing that again this year. You know, you add Burchard Smith in, then you start KJ. Okay, Jake Bailey was out. RJ Maryland went down earlier this year. Romelo's been out. They have just been able to fine-tune things and add different wrinkles to it. That Hibner play was a great example. And if this is what we're going to be seeing, they're going to be scary.
It's scary. All of our receivers. I mean, Moochie. I mean, Keyshawn, probably his best
his best game.
His best game. That one-armed catch. I hope we have that video clip too. I mean, just like, holy cow. I mean, it was just like, there's so many weapons. You know, you can't isolate on James Prochet like they used to in the old days. You know, you can just dole it out anywhere you want. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So my players of the game, I had so many. Could have been KJ, could have been Burchard, Matt, the Ahmad brothers, Kobe Wilson. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I got a special player of the game. Well, my second most valuable player of the game is the SMU Spirit Squad. I mean, come on.
Rolling.
Ladies, you are top 5 absolutely in the country. And I was talking to Mary Crow, which you've seen her on one of our previous podcasts. It's Mary Crow and Carrie Teller that are running the gals. And, well, there's some guys too, but most of the gals. And they are like the first image of SMU. And when you start the game day experience and they come out, people are showing up 30 minutes early for the game to see the show. And it's bringing it. And they're so good. And they work their butt off the entire game. They're cheering the entire game. And they're coordinated, and they're athletic, and they're gorgeous. And it's just fantastic. So, Spirit Squad, second most valuable player of the game. Most valuable player of the game, SMU fans. Absolutely so proud of the SMU fans. You were sitting there just on the boulevard, rocking the hottest party going of the year. Thousands and thousands. Homecoming, the parade, everybody having a great time. You behaved yourself, and then you came 30 minutes early, filled out the stadium, and you're giving the Pitt sidelines a little bit of shit, which is good. I like that. Don't throw things in the future. I mean, that's not very good. I mean, there's a couple of you that did that. I don't know. I'm not gonna harp on that. But the way you handled Bryson, with him walking the U.S. Open trophy up,
so cool.
And just the way you cheered the whole time, and you were loud and you were proud. And there is not one freshman or college senior that doesn't want to be a E-Rob, come on, baby. Show that cast off. Come here. So my player of the game is the fans.
Yeah.
It's specifically the student section.
Yeah.
Because
They were rolling.
I'm so proud of them because you are making it an experience. Every high school senior is saying right now, I'm applying to SMU.
Yeah.
You know?
It is nuts.
And by the way, talking about my MVP, come on, baby. Look, look at you. Your ankle isn't even hurt after that game. Hey, we're doing a podcast right now. You got to show some love right here. Look at my boy. What's
going on?
Here's big dog himself.
How you doing?
Yes, sir, I'm doing
We'll
good.
work on that. All right, you want to stay in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing
Good,
great.
you?
Doing good. How you feeling?
This is walking.
This is walking
Walking
strong.
strong,
baby.
strong,
Walking strong.
Man, watch this
Wait,
every
show
week.
him your cast. Come on. He broke his index finger metacarpal.
Yeah, whatever that is. I don't know what that is.
It's that bone that goes right down there.
I only need 5 fingers to play anyway.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Now you have
Lineman.
it. Now you have it as a club.
So that was not to get you talking about injuries, but that was what happened on the play when you kind of came out, or did that happen at some point you were playing through it?
Happened after I came out for the leg.
Okay.
I thought your
Come on,
ankle
man.
was hurt.
Nah, it was like a little tweak. That was fine. Like I'm fine there. It was just like I didn't even know I broke it. I thought I thought my finger was just jammed or something.
Huh.
And then I took my glove off and I looked at it. I said, "Oh snap."
Oh man.
Well, hey, you're showing the toughness of that defense.
That's it.
What was that like for you guys to do that to a
Man.
top 20 team?
You know, like, of course you expect to win, but I'd be lying if I said that we expected to be that dominant, you know, like in the best way possible. Like, of course you expect to dominate, but we give all respect to our opponents. Like, that was a good team. They were undefeated, great offense. Quarterback was young, but he's a good player.
Yep.
Nice offensive line. Skill players are good. The running back was shifty. So just being able to do that just gave our defense even more confidence. Okay, like, we're here. Like, we can do this against anybody. You know, like, we're a good defense, man. So that, I'm not saying that we didn't have confidence, but, you know.
Their quarterback was running around for his life.
Yeah, he was stressed out.
The whole
Yeah, he was stressed out. Yeah, he was
stressed
stressed
out.
out.
It's like an understatement.
Yeah, he
I
was
mean,
stressed
it
out.
was like every time he dropped back, you're kind of going, he was panicking.
Yeah,
I mean, you
man.
know, I would
Yeah.
be too, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Isaiah
I mean,
Smith, all those
the
guys.
unsung hero of our team this year is our defense.
Yeah.
Let's face it, defense travels so well, and you guys are showing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I did want to ask you what did the scout team show you guys last week? Because you know, Hernandez got in there at the end, got his opportunity.
Yeah.
He was running around playing Desmond Reed. Show a little behind the scenes as far as what the scout team did for you guys last week.
Man, every week our scout team, like, they literally have meetings on how the looks are supposed to be. Like, they meet together as a team to, like, give us the best look. And I give tremendous honor to those guys because I was on scout team before. I never wanted to be on scout team. And I, like, you know, so for them to come out and give us that good energy every time, every week, is like, it's great. So last week, man, we had Charlie Pfizer. He was mocking their quarterback. We had Zach Hernandez mocking their running back.
Oh, that's
and
fun.
they gave us a great look, man. And they, like, honestly, every week they give us great looks. Every week.
All right.
Mustang Nation, you are representing so big. I think you have that clip, right, that Corey Glasscock sent us?
Yep.
Of the 2011 UCF game.
Yeah, after beating TCU.
I want to see that,
Yeah.
and I want to show you that clip to remind you where we've come from. Because we have gone from worst to first as far as game day experience. And, you know.
It really is just unreal to watch it, live unfold each week and how things get better, the stakes are raised and the fans continue to step up to them. And yeah, people left or whatever in the fourth quarter when the backups are in and you're literally up 37 points, but it was homecoming.
Families are in town, but people are doing stuff. I mean, but they were there the whole time. They were loud.
Exactly.
Loud.
And just to be that, like, into the second half, I thought was important too. Like, they didn't all leave, at halftime. Students stayed for a while. That's what you want. And that's not an SMU problem to see, stands empty out in a blowout fourth quarter. That's a college football problem.
The Pitt fans went home at halftime. I mean,
they actually had a good little showing up there in the corner, but
for the first half.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I looked over there. I was sitting in our box. I was looking over there, and I was like, "Why are they all empty?" That's all the Pitt fans. They left.
Yeah.
Well, there were so many emphatic moments where I want to say the one thing, other than the field goal at the end of the first half, the Roderick Daniels sweep where he leapt over that guy.
That was
I hope we have that
effort.
clip.
Yep.
And I was like, I was in the end zone. I was kind of watching the fans, and it just talk about taking the win completely out of their sail.
Yeah.
That was it.
100%.
That was it for them. Yeah.
And SMU continues to start fast. They improved to 23-1 under Rhett Lashley when they score 30 points or more. They've won 14 straight conference games. That is a school record. They're 5-0 for back-to-back seasons for the first time since, wait for it,
1947 or 48?
Yep.
47, 48?
Wow.
And they were 5-0-1, I think, in those days. So
Yes.
we're 5-0, so unbelievable.
Yeah, in league play.
I'm telling you what, we know the Dallas Cowboys aren't that strong this year. Let's face it.
Nope.
We are becoming Dallas's team.
Yeah.
And if you guys read The Athletic, we're actually becoming America's team.
Yeah.
I mean,
People are
because
jumping on it.
People are jumping on it.
Ross and Yahoo had us in the
Ross,
at SMU in the
Ross
top 10.
Dellinger had us in the top 10, but our country loves a comeback story, probably more than anything.
Yeah.
And we're the only school to have ever gotten the death penalty. And the way we're roaring back this year, we're becoming America's team.
Yep.
Cowboys claim that. I think SMU can claim it too.
Yeah, 3 games to go, bye week this week, as we heard from you, Rob. Because you got to heal up a little bit. Some other guys do as well.
Yes.
But this is what you wanted if you're an SMU fan. Now you go into this 3-game stretch on paper favorable, but Boston College, SMU lost you in the bowl game last year.
Yeah.
You have UVA that plays people really, really hard and really well at home the week before they play Virginia Tech.
Okay.
And then you have Cal, which is maybe a dozen points away from being a really good
They're
team.
they're
Yeah.
better than their record.
Yeah,
for
100%.
sure.
So,
But okay, let's make some bold predictions. Okay.
okay.
So here we are. We have a bye week, so we can look forward, right? We're not looking beyond anything, but let's just make a bold prediction. I'm going to make a bold prediction right now. We're going to win out.
Yep. Keeping that thought going from the time at the winery in Epic.
Did I say that in the winery at
Yep,
Epic?
you said
I
we
did.
were going to win out.
Damn, I was smart that day, wasn't I?
Yeah. 3 more games ago.
Yeah. We're going to win out. We're going to be December 7th in Charlotte. We'll probably play Miami. Miami has one tough game on their schedule, which is an away game at Syracuse.
Yep.
And Syracuse is playing better.
Yep.
I mean, they are getting over that Pitt disaster.
Yep.
But I think we play Miami. I say we're going to go to that game, win or lose, we're in the college football playoffs.
Okay.
I'm going to make that claim because, I mean, it's not going to be Boise State, I don't think. We need to, obviously our only loss is to BYU. BYU will win out. If you look at their schedule going forward, they're going to win out probably unless they have a complete brain fart, which happens, but I don't think they will. So they'll be at least top 7 probably. So our only loss by 3 on a missed field goal was to BYU.
Yeah.
I think the school that should come in out of the group of 5, I'm going to go with Tulane, the Green Wave.
Oh,
Their only 2 losses were against top 20 teams. They lose to Mississippi and Oklahoma.
That would be a bold prediction. I would love it. I love what John Summerall's doing down there.
Yeah, I do too.
He's a good dude. Love what he's doing down there and continuing the winning ways in New Orleans. So
I'm going to make a bold prediction that you're going to say you heard it here first. I think the Big 12 comes calling.
Oh, you think?
I do.
They just try to get SMU
I think
out?
they're going to come to us and say, "Take back, I want you back." I mean, it's a whole total Jackson 5 song. I want you back, and I bet Yormark does that. He'd be smart.
He'd be smart.
He'd be smart to do that. And I'm not saying I'm for it, because you know how I feel about the Big 12. I mean, by the way, did you love the ugly stepsister game?
Didn't get to watch it. Oh
my God.
I couldn't find it on TV.
TCU and Baylor. I mean, Drizella plays Anastasia. Anastasia kicks a field goal to beat TCU Drizella. So it's the two awfulest people in the Big 12 and the two coaches that are on a hot seat to get fired playing each other.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, I think the Big 12 should look at their whole card and say, what is happening? I want the ACC out of Dallas.
Yep, it's a
Don't
huge
you
deal
think?
right now.
It's a huge deal.
They'd be smart.
And the ACC should show us some love.
Yeah.
It should show us a lot more love than it should be showing Florida State.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So,
got Boston College November 16th,
Yep.
2:30 p.m. Central on ESPN in Ford Stadium. So big ESPN.
what time?
2:30.
2:30.
So little
2:30
2:30.
our time.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I prefer the night game.
Yep.
Only because the stadium was just rocking.
Oh yeah.
You know, with
This
the
is perfect.
fireworks.
Nobody needs to take their kids home early or anything like that.
I get it. Yeah. Okay.
You can keep it rolling, and another opportunity to play on big ESPN when a lot of people are going to be watching TV at that time, flipping between maybe Georgia and Tennessee. So a good opportunity for SMU.
I love it.
Massive game. Thomas Castellanos is a problem. He's
Yep.
an improved passer. BC has had him dinged up at times, so they've not had him in certain games. But I think they're going to be trying to obviously play spoiler, just like all three of these teams down the stretch.
I agree.
And they are.
Bold
Prediction.
Okay. Yeah.
Bold prediction. Boston College is a tougher game for SMU scoreboard-wise and all that than Pitt was.
Okay.
I know that might be easy to see now in hindsight, I guess, but I said this to a couple people
I
game.
was not confident in the Pitt game, so
I was fairly confident. Even E-Rob told us.
I know.
He was surprised by how good
Yeah.
and how dominant
Yep.
the defense was still. But this Boston College team is very different than the one SMU faced. SMU is very different at this point than what BC faced in that bowl game. I think SMU is going to win big.
I mean, that ice bowl. I mean, it was cold as shit, rainy as crap. I mean,
Yep.
it was the
Thin
field.
defensive line, missing a corner.
The field had puddles in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a baseball field. Let's get real. I mean, it's Fenway Park. It was just one of those games where we didn't want to be there. We wanted to be, in a New Year's Eve, New Year's Day,
Out in Arizona, enjoying it.
I
Yeah.
know it. So we didn't really want to play. So I'm going to take that as just a mulligan.
Yeah.
Just a mulligan game for us. So, man, we covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
So, so excited. We may not see you again until after the Boston College game. We may put a surprise podcast up, depending upon demand of our dozens of fans.
Let us hear from you.
Let us hear from you. Love hearing from you. My wife was on the sidelines with me, and we were running around because we got our honorary Letterman award, and she loved it because there was all of our dozens of fans. They were all screaming like, "Love the podcast!"
That's when we made it. That's when we made it.
You've hit the big ass time. So anyway, brother.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, so much
love
fun.
it.
What a weekend it was for homecoming here on the Hilltop as SMU beats up on Pitt, remains unbeaten in ACC play, in firm control of their own destiny to play in the ACC championship. So for Bill Armstrong, I'm Billy Embody. We'll catch you next time on another edition of the Walking Strong podcast.
Are we going to have E-Rob introduce us today?
Yeah, I think you can get him out of the parking ticket, park him on the boulevard.
I will. I'll get him out of that parking ticket.
Thanks for listening to the On the Pony Express podcast with Billy Embody. Follow us on your socials on X at SMU-on3 and on Instagram at On3SMU. And keep it locked to OnThePonyExpress.com for more coverage.